Hello. Hi, it's me, Camila Rose. Welcome back to my channel, and we're going to be taking a look at Libras. Hello, Libras. How are my wonderful, wonderful Libras doing? If you're like me, I'm a Libra sun. You may be exhausted. I have been exhausted. I don't know if I've just been doing too much. It just feels like it's a nice time to rest. Maybe get a little creative, spend some time with people I enjoy, but even if I don't feel like doing that, maybe just being still. So we're taking a look at the eclipse energy. We're taking a look at what does this eclipse have to bring for all the different signs I do readings for. So we're taking a look at Libras to see what does this eclipse have to bring for our lovely Libras and their Libra energy. You just had the full moon in Libra. So we had a full moon in Libra. We had the lunar eclipse in Libra. We're heading towards we get the star card. That is your main energy. All right, looking at hopes and dreams, looking at balance, looking at this idea of keeping the hope, finding faith. All of those wonderful ideas is what this main energy is for us. And I love that this deck, we've got some of the big ballers already popping up. My goodness. Okay, we start with Queen of Pentacles. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Then we have the High Priestess. My goodness. So there's a lot of feminine stuff going on here. Perhaps your idea of what that looks like. More so, though, it's the internal story of what's going on with you. One around Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles is the main one. So your value and your worth. Hi, Libra. This eclipse is bringing up some questions, some ideas, some understanding of your value and your worth, how you see yourself, how you value yourself. Are you taking care of your health and things of that nature? And your emotions, how your emotions impact your value and worth and the time and the energy you're putting towards taking care of yourself. But also how it is that you externally connect with the world around you to provide for yourself. So your finances. Are your finances, your health, things of that nature, are they emotionally driven? Are they emotionally impacted? And have you been practicing enough self-care, enough taking care of your heart in order to have that be something where they act in tandem? The High Priestess is indicating that it is time for you to maybe do some inner work. Drink some water, drink something. Not drink some water. I'm just saying. Drink some water. Take care of your health. The High Priestess is saying that this is a time of really coming together and doing some internal work of balancing out your conscious and your unconscious. There are some drives here that may be being circumvented by the fact that you may have a very activated sympathetic system. And if that is the case, then you need to be doing things to activate your parasympathetic system. Your body will even itself out. But if it's feeling like it's constantly in a state of stress, then it may have a difficult time finding that balance. Your heart, your mind, your soul will balance itself out. But there are things that you can consciously do in order to be able to help that along. And in part of this, in leading towards the star, we'll see how this plays together, but we have the star already showing up in the pentagram. So this idea of what it is that like an ideal life, an ideal hope, an ideal like future for yourself looks like is assisted or supported by this space of finding this balance and connecting to taking care of yourself in the material sense, your body, your finances, your home, all those things. We have a Queen of Cups and a King of Cups, right smack dab on the outside of the High Priestess. So internally, your emotions, externally, your emotions. What's happening there and how are those impacting your overall life and how you are feeling about yourself, your worth, your value, and your material world around you. So in one sense, you need to be taking care of yourself, and perhaps you are. Perhaps you have gotten to the space where you realize how important it is to understand and take care of your heart and your emotions and your mind, all of those things together. as well as being able to care and have others care for you. This is not something that can be done in a solitary sense. This is something that you need to be able to provide support for other people, but also be able to receive support. That those two things, when they come together consciously and unconsciously, provide you with a space where you feel much more valued, you feel worthy, you feel much more balanced. We love a good Libra energy. Let's take a look at your second part. I'll take that one. I won't take the other one. So your main card is the Chariot. It may be time for you to move on. We do have a lot of water energy popping up already because Chariot is the sign, and we have more cups popping up. This is a big emotional moment for you, a big emotional looking at your emotions eclipse for you. We have the Chariot, which is ruled by Cancer, is a card of forward movement. It is another card, though, and here you are popping up in your own reading. It is another card of balance, though. If you look and see, we have the High Priestess who is sitting down on her throne, standing in front of the curtain of mystery, the curtain of the unconscious, the curtain of the unknown, with the two pillars beside her. I think it's Boaz and Jabaz, something like that. And the inner and the outer, we have the Torah or the Torah that you can see that's in her hand. Oh, I guess I could pick this up because maybe you can see. If you look up a traditional High Priestess card, though, you can see all these symbols. So you have the two pillars, you have the curtain that's behind her. The curtain that's behind her symbolizes the unconscious, the unknown, the mystery. You have the book that she's holding in her lap, the Torah, that is the Torah. It is the book of the unknown. And it is this idea of finding that balance. We have a moon at her feet. We have a crown upon her head, similar to the crown that is the hieroglyph of Isis, the goddess Aset, the Egyptian goddess Aset, and the mysteries of the divine, the mysteries of understanding who we are and the connection to the spirit and combining those things together. So the High Priestess is on the outside of that. She is the door. She is the person that you have to, the initiation, the person that you have to connect with, to be part of, to welcome in, to be initiated into in order to go behind the curtain. And that is when you get to the moon is behind the curtain. And then we have 17, 18, 19, the star, the moon, the sun. So at this point right now, you may be on this side of the star. You may be in this space where you're getting hope back, where you are getting back that drive, that wisdom, that vision, that Aquarius energy of being able to take all these thoughts and put them together in a way towards action, towards being able to go fully within and understand what those drives are that have even created this idea of hope and vision of the star. It also reminiscent to Inanna, which is the 8-point star, is our North Star. That is the energy of Venus. And so that is that beauty and joy and sensuality and peace and comfort that is your ruler, Libra, which you're showing up right here. So there's a lot of here going on with Venus. There's a lot of here going on with your emotions. There's a lot of here going on with this drive of this North Star. What is your purpose? North Star. We do have the South Node, which is a mathematical point related to the moon, which are the nodes. We have the South Node in Libra and we have the North Node in Aries. There is a very big push for everyone, but also for those who are directly in, have in your astrology chart. Go look at your natal chart, go see what degrees you have in the spaces of Aries and in Libra. So those would be like direct conjunctions or oppositions, but you may also have, if you have something going on in Cancer or Capricorn. The Cancer is showing up here a little bit. You may have some things in Cancer or Capricorn. If your ascendant is in Libra or in Aries, you may have some things being activated there. Eventually, the nodes will make their way all the way through the sign of Libra and Aries. So you will be activated at some point as those nodes move around. If it's your ascendant, then your MC and your DC will be in Cancer or Capricorn. And you can see what those degrees are to see where those squares, the tension, the pool is being activated within you as the nodes move around. You may have energy that's in Sagittarius or in Leo. And if you have those, then you have trines that are being activated. You may have energy that's in Aquarius, the star card, or in Gemini. Those are having trines that are activated by that south node and that north node. There's a lot of energy that's being activated. So this idea that it's like, oh, unless you have the direct degrees, you won't feel the input of it. The nodes are constantly moving. You will feel something. It may not be as extreme. It may not be as intense. And especially as these eclipses are happening, you may not feel the big world shaking revelations or inputs or changes happening, but you will feel something at some point. There is no one who will be fully exempt from this, because even if you are in one of the fixed signs, what you may be experiencing is you may be going through the integration of the past year and a half, because that was when the nodes were in Taurus and in Scorpio, and ruled still by this lovely dance that goes on between the Mars ruled Aries and the Venus ruled Taurus, and the Mars ruled traditionally ruled Scorpio and the Venus ruled Libra. These two do a dance, and Mars and Libra just recently were in conjunction. They met up in the sign of, guess what? Aquarius, the star. And they were meeting up together, and there's a lot of that Pluto energy that's moving around Aquarius. There's big things happening that you're going to feel the impact of, perhaps not as strongly, but you will feel it. So in understanding how these things impact you, understanding this energy overall, seeing the big picture and getting back in touch with your North Star, your North Node, your purpose, your path forward, and understanding how where you have been has taught you skills to help you to know where you need to be going, how to interact and engage with others, is how you utilize and transmute and transform this energy. Okay, sorry, Libra, I went on a whole thing here. Okay, back to your reading. We have the Chariot card that is saying it is time to move forward, that it is this balance that is needing to happen. We have an internal balance, we have an external balance. So with the Chariot, we have this individual in this carriage with these two Sphinx pulling them forward, and they're balanced in black and in white and gold and in black in this instance. And is this idea of forward movement will help to bring you balance. The card before this is the Lover's card. So that is the finding your own path, figuring out what is the way that you need to be moving forward. It is deciding to move away from the expectations of the outer world, of the mother, or the family, of institutions, and finding your own path, choosing your own route, making your own family, your own life. And this is a Chariot, in which, like the car, the vehicle that you utilize to get there. So right now, there is this, we need to look at how you value yourself, how you find your worth, how it is that you go and plant the seeds in order to get to this North Star. And part of that is you need to balance out these emotions, finding that balance emotionally, finding that inner path, going within and going behind the curtain. And from there, we get into this vehicle. We have this forward movement. Yes, it could literally be a move. It could be buying a new vehicle. It could be anything that actually pushes you forward, of some form of transportation. It could be the internet, because the internet can be the way that you travel. It could be the way that you engage and find new cultures, new things. The star and the Chariot being right next to each other, 17 and 7, are very much saying that they are connected in this path of being able to explore and be able to get to your next step. So we have the Chariot card. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Right now, you may not be working very hard. I'm just going to be honest with you. You may not be like digging down into something and becoming the expert, which is the energy of the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is kind of like just settling in and doing the work. You may feel very much so that right now is not the time to settle in. Right now is the time to maybe explore, to push. Maybe you've already done all the work and you have been the expert, and it's time for you to actually like go outside. If you look at this card, what you see is you have the individual kind of working away, doing his work. They've already created all these things. They've got another one at their feet. They're so good at it. They've kind of found a way to just create this as a process. It just flows through them, right? They're just whipping them out, right? Whipping out the pentacles. But they go home. There's a little village and then a little castle. They go home. They take these skills and they take them out. It's time for you to take those skills and bring them out, to share them with the world, to move out externally. And so then we get this Page of Cups. We're back to the cups. We're back to the emotions. We're back to this space of the feeling. of things, the emotional space of things. And there's a new cup that's shown up. And so whether this was related to this move, perhaps it's related to saying it's time for me to expand. It's time for me to take care of myself in a better way. It's time for me to have this better emotional healing, emotional space. A new cup is showing up as you head out, and it's driving you forward. You're looking in this cup and you're saying, hello, little fishy friend. The fish, the intuition, the spirit, and you're saying, can I make friends with this? Can I make friends with the spirit within me? My soul, myself. Can we get on the same board? And it feels very new because you're in a different space. You're seeing things differently. And from there, we get you, Justice card. So another seated on the throne. These are feminine energies seated upon the throne. It's shown as the 11. And this one is the 8 in the more traditional tarot. And the 8 is a form of the star card. Or the leaning down 17, 1 plus 7 is 8, which is justice. It leans into this energy of justice, of strength, of being able to utilize these resources. And so the justice card is saying that cause and effect, balance, fairness. If we look at this, because justice is not necessarily about being fair, justice is kind of evening out the scales by propping one of them up on her knee. She has her sword. She is also standing in front of a curtain. This is the curtain to the soul. This is the curtain to the meaning, the knowing, the why, the secret. The balance the balance to find is your heart as light as a feather. All of this star card, all of this water energy, all of this emotional energy is saying, is your heart as light as a feather? If you were to judge yourself right now, no one else, but just you, would you say that you feel that lightness? Would you feel that joy? Would you feel that you're on your path? Are you on your path? Moving forward, do you have that joy and that peace? Justice is also about peace. If not, there is some internal work to do. There is some things to look at within yourself. There is getting your star maybe switched a little bit to the right, maybe a little to the left, wiggling it around until it fits just right. There's some balance that needs to be found here. Moving forward, going after being in this new space will allow for you to find that balance. We have the 10 of Pentacles. There's something about the legacy here. There's something about long-term investments, something about long-term commitments. So, and the things that you have decided to connect yourself to and how those are impacting your world around you and your life. We have the 3 of, okay. There could be some father stuff going on here. There could be some of that energy showing up here. Get the last one, the Ace of Cups. We're getting that other cup again. So this is all going to be about this. You have an emotional journey here. You have a journey of emotions and of material things, of this idea of your own worth and the worth that you provide, the work that you do, the things that you have materially, and your feelings and the connection between the two of those. And are those balanced out? Are your emotions and is your heart as light as a feather, or is it as heavy as a stone, as a brick? We have the 10 of Pentacles here. Legacy, long-term investments, long-term goals. This star card, what are you working towards? What are you investing in? 3 of Wands in reverse is saying that, I'm not anticipating a move. I know most people are going to be like, oh, you may need to move. You may not move. Maybe you're traveling a little bit, but it sounds like you are sticking in. And in the sense of not feeling stuck, but that it's like planting seeds, finding a stability, finding a stable base. Or you may be feeling a little restricted as far as your vision goes. This is the 1 wand. Yeah, the fire is very low. There's not a lot of fire here. There are no swords here whatsoever, which is all your energy. It's all cognitive. So you're not stuck in your head, which is beautiful, but your heart's stuck. Your heart's stuck, and it's meaning that your money or your body may be stuck. And perhaps it's not so much stuck. I don't think it's stuck. I think it's moving forward. I think you've found some stability. I think it's more so of it needs to be balanced out. It's like you can lean into one, but the other one's kind of loses some of its push, and they're tied together, showing up so intensely within your reading is showing that your heart and the physical are tied together and that they play off of each other. And so when you balance them out, when you go within, when you get in touch with that spirit and that soul, it helps to balance those things out, to bring them together, to bring them into harmony. So the Three of Wands in reverse is saying that there's not a lot of travel that may be happening. There's not a lot of like big vision. You're not turning your back on things. You're like really facing the reality of where you are and what it is that you're growing and creating. King of Pentacles, this may be you, this may be someone else in your life. We've got a King of Cups and a King of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. We've got two divine pairs here. And they really are kind of looking at this energy of being seated, being still, being emotionally, physically, financially grounded. This is a caretaker of those externally. So this could be, again, this could be a father figure. This could be whoever is the main like person who kind of makes sure that everybody is taken care of, that they're healthy, and that the bills are paid, all of those things. So this could be you, this could be someone else, this could be a story that's starting to come up here about this legacy, about these ideas that you've picked up, about this ancestral, generational space of wealth or of investment, what that looks like. And as you're building this for yourself, maybe perhaps you're stepping into the role of being the King of Pentacles because you found your path. And maybe as you realize that the more that I take care of myself and I value myself, the more that I can take care of others. And I can create a space where there's things that have been planted and are growing and investing. And from that, we get the Ace of Cups. So we've got two kind of very like young cups energy. We've got the young cups of the Page of Cups, which is like the very beginning, the most like new water that's been found in some way, a stream that's been found, fresh water source. It could be the rain falling because it is water returning back and is very young and it's starting anew. It could be the snow that's falling onto the snow-capped mountains that will eventually melt and run down and be turned into the streams and turn into the rivers and the lakes and the oceans and evaporate back up and come back and be a part of this cycle. Is the very beginning of this, the going within, peeking behind the curtain, and going on this new journey internally, so that you can move externally. And it's just in this peeking in and saying, okay, there's new feelings I have around this. And in being able to find these new feelings, I find the balance. In being able to love myself and care for myself and love others and care for others and have them do the same in return to me, because I am valuable and I'm worthy of that. And I understand that. And perhaps this is tied to a purpose, a profession. It brings me balance. And from there, I find that there's something I can build that is long-standing, that has sustainability, and that I don't have to be out searching and wondering and trying to figure this thing out. I can create it, and then I can sustain it. And from there, my heart overflows. My cup is full and overflowing. And there's new creativity. There's new things I can build. There's new journeys I can have emotionally. Okay, so let's take a look at... Ooh, outcome is very, very interesting. Like I said, this is all about these cups. Very interesting. Okay, we'll take that one too. We got our one sword. Your outcome is fascinating. This is a cups journey. This is the emotional journey for you, Libra. I might pull some more because I can. It's my channel. It's my thing. I can do what I want. So your outcome is the 10 of Cups in reverse. So there may be some shakeups with your idea or in the home. We have legacy. We have like materially, you're building things, you're planting seeds. This stuff is happening as part of this. But emotionally, there may be some changes that come along. The happy home, happy family may not be operating in the way that you thought it would, especially when you get to this space where you're honoring yourself. If you are showing up, or you have partners or other people that are showing up in these different roles of Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, there may be some shakeups that happen there. Because you're not happy, we get to this space where there's not a lot of happiness. There's some growth. There's some new things coming in. And I think the new things make you realize how unsatisfied you are emotionally in these spaces. And part of that is that there's some mourning that needs to happen. There's some mourning of some emotional connections and experiences that needs to happen. And in order for that to happen, when that happens, that is when the wheel of fortune will turn. That is when the wheel will turn. Time will go forward either way. Divine timing will come to pass. Time will move forward, whether you do this emotional work or not, whether you do this material work or not, time will move forward. So will it move forward with you having processed, or will it move forward with you stuck in the past? Head down, mourning, continuously holding on to these feelings, or will you release and let go of the disappointment, the dissatisfaction, the unhappiness, in order to see these two cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, these two cups that are waiting behind you for you to turn around. I believe that you're there. I think that you still do need to do some of this processing, though. Don't run away from your emotions and trying to find the new path and trying to find the happiness and trying to do all this work. Don't run away from your emotions. Embrace them. And then we end with an Eight of Swords. We finally got a Swords card, and that's feeling a little stuck. So let's get some clarifiers for the Eight of Swords. How do we work with this Eight of Swords? What moves us out of this Eight of Swords space? How do we work with this Eight of Swords? What moves us out of this Eight of Swords space? Page of Pentacles, invest in new things, and the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so invest in new things. You're feeling a little trapped in your head. Get back out there. Get back out into the world. So stay balanced between that heart and that physical. Your heart and your physical need to stay balanced. And the Lovers in reverse is saying that, it's leaning a little bit into that Venus, that not Venus, that Libra self-know, which in the past would have said, yes, go and compromise for other people. This is not the time to do that. You're feeling stuck, one, because yes, you want to invest in new things, but two, because if you're still compromising your happiness, your path for other people, you won't be happy. It's just the truth of the matter. Your happiness is not involved in pleasing others or in compromising for others. You must invest in yourself. You must allow yourself to find your own path. You must get clear on what your star is, on what that North Star is, what your guiding light is, all of those things. You must get clear, and you must allow yourself to be truthfully and honestly who you are, Libra. And yes, part of that is in creating some balance. You're the harmony bringer. You have the sword. You don't have a sword for nothing. These scales will not balance themselves. You must balance them. And if it means cutting some things out, if it means separating from some spaces that are just pulling and taking and leaving no room left for you, you must do those things. You must correct that energy. You must correct the balance. But you cannot do that at the cost of your own happiness and your own joy. I know you love your family, or you want to. And I know you love your friends, or you want to. And I know you love your community, or you want to. And I know you love yourself, or you want to. But if it's not the reality, come back to reality. You must balance out the ideal with the reality. Come back. And if it's not what's really happening, it's your dream of what it could be. What needs to be fixed here in order to get there? What needs to be fixed in order to get the 10 of Cups upright and the 9 of Cups upright? To find joy in family and friends, and 10 of and happiness. What emotions need to be mourned? What situation, what emotions need to be mourned in order to get there? And in fact, we're just going to ask. I mean, I'm here and I'm in it. I'm in your reading. This is, if you get a reading with me, this is what your readings are like. What is it? What is this? 3, joy, celebration. There are your 3 cups that need to be mourned. Perhaps it was a friendship, or there was something that you thought was going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness. And it was fun for a while. It was great for a while. And it's not fun anymore. You don't feel happy anymore. You don't feel like the celebration's there anymore. So you have to mourn that. That's okay. It doesn't mean that it was a failure or anything like that. It just means that it's time for you to move forward to these new cups. You have these 2 cups here, these 2 spaces here, that it's time to move forward and create the space to support that, to create the space to explore that, Libra. You cannot be held down in these and stuck in the past. So this is very much giving lots of cups energy. We have the high priestess, so that's where you are inside of this like forward path, this beginning stages of this transmutation or of ego development. Right now, you're in that space of, you may not be feeling that ego inflation right now. You may be feeling the contemplation stage, trying to figure out really where things are. A lot of times when we're on this path, this is that space of that intense internal work, of that shadow work, of balancing things out. You may be experiencing ego alienation right now. And that might be why things feel a little rough for you, where it was something where you're like, dang, I know I just got all this right. And all the pieces are there, but they're not fitting. And you're trying to figure out why. And it's because you're not happy. And when you're not happy, you need to balance out and you need to figure out why. You need to be curious about, why am I feeling this way? What emotions do I need to process? What friendships? What's out of balance here? And in going within and doing this high priestess work will show you where that imbalance is happening, where you're not feeling supported emotionally or financially or physically, so that you can go after this star. So you're in that high priestess stage, and that high priestess is really inviting you in. It's saying that it's time for you to take a look and realize that perhaps you are not all powerful. Perhaps you're not in control of everything. And from there, when you balance that out and you get to that space of being able to find the third option, the child option, the empress of creation, and you can start to birth that new seed, create new things, move forward, then you'll be able to create a little bit more stability and find a little bit more of that forward movement. But in order to do so, you're going to have to go within, and you're going to have to learn to be very honest with yourself, or else you will stay trapped. You will stay trapped. These new things, this new path, this that's you, justice, balance, your path, no one else's. There's nothing in here that is about what other people should be telling you about, or your commitment to legacies from other people. You need to be on this path for yourself. And if it's not your star, if it's not your path, then why are you walking it? Why are you trying to make this thing happen? Obligation? Guilt? Fear? What are those 3 cups? Where is this space where it's like, I know if I just do these things, then they'll love me. They'll accept me. They'll celebrate me. Will they? Can you even celebrate yourself? Page of Cups, Ace of Cups. Is your cup overflowing and you feel the joy and the happiness of what you're doing? Or are you sacrificing for others to put forth someone else's star, someone else's dream? You have to go in, it has to be your dream. The Lover's card. This whole point of this Aries North Node, Libra South Node is in having the courage to step forward and to do what it is that your desires are, to follow your path, and then to go within. Right now you're in the going within. I think you did take the steps. I think you, because the magician is not here, I think you've harnessed some of this magician energy, harness some of this Mercurius third option energy of this in between. And now you're being pushed within because it's different. It's outside of what the expectations are. It's the Lover's card, upright, making your own choices. And it feels difficult to stick with that energy. Go through the process and keep going. Figure out what your legacy is, what you're creating for yourself, how you will be able to support not only yourself, but others in your physical health and your financial health along your path, and allow your cup to overflow. Allow this to heal. Heal, mourn, feel things that didn't work out, the unhappiness. Feel it so that you can transmute it and turn it into joy, turn it into enjoyment, turn it into happiness. Okay, that's going to be it, Libra. That's where you are. That's your shadow work. That's your eclipse energy journey. So tell some people no. Over the next week, tell some people no. Tell them, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like fun to me. And yeah, they might feel a way about it. And if you don't know what sounds like fun to you, then take some time and reflect. And if you don't know what your North Star is, contact me. We'll work together. We can figure it out. But your North Star will be something that moves you forward, that connects you to your legacy of what you're building. It will not be something that makes you feel trapped, because you're heading towards devil energy. You're heading towards feeling like you've made attachments and you've connected yourself and connections and all these things, and you feel trapped. You don't need to be heading towards that. You need to be moving towards your star. So find your star. Go within. Find your star. Move towards that. Create your legacy. So we can get some of these things moving in a different direction. Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. All right, that's going to be it. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.